79 days into this war, the ceasefire that was supposed to end it is collapsing in slow motion, and the past 72 hours have produced three developments that each, on their own, could have reignited full-scale hostilities. A ship was seized, another was sunk. A UAE nuclear power plant was set on fire by a drone strike, and 1,500 vessels are sitting in the Strait of Hormuz waiting for permission that may never come. Here's everything that happened, right now. The Strait of Hormuz, the waterway at the center of this entire conflict, has become a daily battleground again. Tensions flared near the Strait of Hormuz on May 15th as a ship was seized and another was sunk, the most serious naval incident since the ceasefire began on April 8th. Stock markets worldwide dropped from records as worries about oil prices rattled the bond market on May 15th, then partially recovered the following day as a reversal in oil prices helped steady global markets. According to Iranian state broadcaster IRIB, 1,500 vessels are currently waiting for permission to cross the Strait of Hormuz from the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, a number that has grown steadily since the ceasefire's implementation stalled. On frequency 16, all vessels hear this. This is the Persian Gulf. Get permission to cross the Strait of Hormuz. Since the ceasefire was announced, Iran has fired at commercial vessels 9 times, seized 2 container ships, and attacked U.S. forces more than 10 times, all below the threshold of restarting full-scale war, according to Joint Chiefs Chairman General Dan Kane, who argued these actions do not technically violate the ceasefire terms. Think about what that statement means. 10 attacks on U.S. forces, 2 ships seized, 9 commercial vessels fired upon, and the official U.S. position is that the ceasefire is still technically holding. The single most alarming incident of the past 72 hours happened not in Iran but in the United Arab Emirates. On May 17th, a drone strike sparked a fire at the UAE nuclear power plant, the latest and most dangerous blow yet to the fragile Iran ceasefire. The Barakah nuclear power plant in Abu Dhabi is the Arab world's first operational nuclear facility. A drone strike that penetrates its perimeter is not just an attack on infrastructure, it is a strike on a facility containing active nuclear fuel, with potential consequences that extend far beyond the battlefield. The IAEA has previously warned that military activity near nuclear facilities risks causing a severe radiological accident with consequences beyond national borders, a warning that now applies directly to the UAE's Barakah plant. No group has formally claimed the strike, but the trajectory of drone attacks across the Gulf, targeting Kuwait's desalination plants, Qatar's Masayid port, and now the UAE's nuclear facility, points to a deliberate strategy of maximum economic and psychological pressure against U.S.-aligned Gulf states. The violence is not limited to the Gulf. Today, multiple fronts simultaneously escalated. Iran's IRGC said it struck U.S. and Israeli-backed counter-revolutionary terrorist groups operating in northern Iraq's Kurdistan province, targeting a group it claimed was attempting to smuggle American weapons and ammunition into Iran. The IRGC's Hamzeh Sayed al-Shuhada command said a large quantity of arms and ammunition was seized in the operation. In Lebanon, Hezbollah claimed it launched a drone at an Iron Dome platform belonging to the Israeli army in a military encampment in northern Israel, calling it a response to an Israeli ceasefire violation. Israeli forces issued fresh displacement orders for the town of Burj Shamali near Tyre, warning it was preparing to act forcefully against Hezbollah. The Lebanese health ministry confirmed that at least 3,020 people have been killed and 9,273 others wounded in Israeli attacks across Lebanon since March 2nd. Despite all of this, on May 14th and 15th, the United States hosted 2 days of talks between Israel and Lebanon and announced the April 16th Lebanon ceasefire would be extended by 45 days, with the State Department reconvening the political track of negotiations in June, ceasefires being extended on paper while active combat continues on the ground. That is the defining paradox of this war in its 3rd month. So here is where the war genuinely stands today, day 79. Iran sent its formal response to Washington's 14-point proposal through Pakistan on May 10th. the U.S. has not yet publicly responded. The Islamabad process, the diplomatic track that has kept this from becoming a full resumption of strikes, is still technically alive, but has produced no face-to-face talks in weeks. Trump declared this week that the U.S., not Iran, is in control of the Strait of Hormuz, saying, "We wiped out their armed forces," essentially. An Iranian official responded the same day by saying Iran would soon unveil a plan to allow some traffic through the strait for a fee. A sanctioned Iranian LPG tanker successfully loaded at Karg Island on May 16th, slipping through the U.S. Navy blockade completely undetected, a signal that the blockade, while damaging, is not impenetrable. Operation Epic Fury, the U.S. code name for the original joint military operations with Israel, was officially concluded on May 5th. But the blockade continues, the drone strikes continue, the ship seizures continue, and the nuclear diplomacy remains deadlocked on the question of enrichment. Meanwhile, Iran's national football team has arrived in Turkey for a training camp to complete U.S. visa applications ahead of the 2026 World Cup, a detail that, in the middle of all this, is somehow both absurd and deeply human. Day 79. No peace deal, no resumed full-scale war, a nuclear plant on fire in the UAE, 1,500 ships waiting in the strait, and a diplomatic process that is moving, one written proposal at a time, toward either a historic agreement or a catastrophic collapse. We will be covering every development. If this breakdown is useful, please hit like, subscribe, and the bell notification. The story is not over and neither is our coverage. Stay informed, stay safe. We'll see you at the next update.